To Decision 2024 now, Utah's presidential debate this fall could be in jeopardy. President Joe Biden announced today he won't participate in the traditional presidential debates. Instead, he challenged former President Donald Trump to a pair of debates next month. We have team coverage tonight. News specialist Lindsay Aerts has been gathering reaction to the news. But let's start with my co-anchor, Mike Hedrick. Mike, this news could mean the debate at the U this October is a no-go.
Yeah, Dean, you're absolutely correct on this. And here's the thing. University of Utah has wanted to host a presidential debate for years now. They put the time, the effort, and the money into this. Well, as we learned today, President Biden has said to former President Donald Trump that, you know what, I will debate you, but in 2 debates next month. Okay, so that leaves us in question here. What about that third one that was supposed to take place in October right here on the campus of the University of Utah? Now, as much as we seem to know and have learned about these candidates, there's still quite a bit that we do not know. Let's talk about the numbers right now, because as you look at the polls, some of that is not completely up to date here in the state of Utah. Latest polling on the presidential race in the state is from January. According to the Deseret News Hinckley Institute poll, former President Trump had a 10-point lead over President Joe Biden. Well, that's before a lot of important events have taken place, including the hush money trial in New York. Now, what has not changed very much, the feelings of voters about the direction of the country. According to an Economist YouGov poll from earlier this week, just 24% of Americans say the country is on the right track. Meanwhile, 65% say it is on the wrong track, and then you got 11% who really don't know what track we are on. So that's the backdrop for the campaign as it stands today, right now. But of course, there's still quite a bit of time between now and November. We're talking a little less than 6 months. So let's keep our team coverage going for you right now. University of Utah, still, there could be a chance. They're trying to scramble right now and say, hey, you know what, is there a way that we can keep that October presidential debate on the calendar and have them come here? Well, the thing about it is, if it doesn't come here, the University of Utah could be out millions of dollars. Let's go to Lindsay Aerts right now. And Lindsay, when we talk millions of dollars, what are we talking about as far as taxpayers are concerned?
Well, Mike, thankfully, the Hinckley Institute of Politics director tells me that no taxpayer money has been spent on this yet, but the University of Utah has spent about $2.5 million of its own money in order to host the debate here, things like IT and security, upfront costs that they're getting ready for. But again, they say no taxpayer money has been spent.
There are costs that we've already incurred from the University of Utah. These are not tuition funds. These are not state funds that we have been working on, that we've been using for this debate. But there are some of those upfront costs, but we've been mitigating everywhere we can. Every contract we enter into.
Now, there's also another $2.5 million that the legislature set aside. But Perry says that money cannot be used until the legislature says so. Perry also says this would be a big loss for Utah's economy between hotels, catering, and other local vendors. Now, I also spoke today with the chair of Utah's debate commission, Becky Edwards. She says she's disappointed by today's news. She says both candidates here, President Trump and President Biden, are playing defense, and voters, she says, are paying the price.
We're looking forward to hosting primary debates in June for all statewide and federal candidates here in Utah, and are so grateful to see such a stark contrast between what we're seeing on the national front and what we're seeing here in Utah.
Now, the University of Utah says they're going to work as if this debate is happening until they're officially told it's not. Mike, back to you.
All right, Lindsay, thank you very much. Appreciate that information. Danny, as we head it back in, send it back into you, here's the thing. Lindsay just mentioned it there. No one said it's not happening, right? There's been no official word that it's not happening. It's just Utah suddenly has been left out of the conversation. So when you don't hear that, you start thinking, okay, maybe it won't happen. We'll wait and see, and we'll continue to follow it. Back to you.
Yeah, there was so much excitement at the announcement. So thanks, Mike, for your coverage out there. We appreciate it. KSL 5 is your home for all things Decision 2024. Head to KSL5TV.com for the latest coverage on the campaign trail, both across the country and here at home. And you can also download our KSL Plus app to stay with the latest developments as they happen.